Hey everyone, so Shanie and I have been talking a lot about how it's so hard to manage everything in this day and age, especially, we're single moms, right? So we've come up with this thing called the Success Scheduler. So basically scheduling success in your life, right? Tell our friends a little bit about it.
So we decided that when we schedule appointments, we make our appointments, and when we don't write things down, sometimes we forget or they get boycotted by other things in our life that need our attention. So we designed a piece of paper for you. It's a PDF that you can download where you can use a schedule to put every aspect of your life on paper so you can review it, plan, and commit to what you're doing.
Yeah, because what we know, as you said, if you get it on the calendar, it's more likely to happen, right? I know that's certainly true for me and a lot of our friends. So there's a couple different elements, at least 5 elements to factor when you are considering your success scheduler. And so Shanie is going to break it down for us. And let's start with time, right? Just straight up time. What should we consider when we're trying to carve out that time?
That's a good question, Molly. A lot of people, when they decide they're going to work out again or they're going to try to reach their fitness goals, bite off too big of a chunk. In other words, one day they wake up and they decide they're going to work out every day. And that's not really setting yourself up for success. So we recommend that you start with realistic goals, which means growing from small to greater.
So give an example, like if you're just getting back into it, how might that look?
Absolutely. So if you haven't been exercising for a while or your fitness level is not very high, we recommend that you exercise 2 to 3 times a week. There are several reasons for that. 1, you want to consider the shape that you're in. 2, you need to relearn how to put it into your schedule. And 3, we want you to commit to something that you're going to do again and again, week after week, using the scheduler and sticking to your goals.
So make them realistic, right?
Absolutely.
Don't say you're going to work out 7 days a week for an hour each time. Reality is that you're just setting yourself up for failure.
That's correct.
Not success.
However, if you're an avid fitness person and you're already working out a lot, we still want you to schedule your time on the scheduler so that you can have the space in your life to do the things you want to do. If you are working out, you're in great shape, and you want to continue, we recommend 4 or more times a week for 45, an hour, or even longer periods of workout times.
Mm-hmm. And then there are people who, I guess we should focus a little bit on just straight up movement, right? Because there are some people who it would be an improvement for them if they just got off the couch and started moving, right? We all go through periods like that. Some people are in those periods longer than others. And for those friends of ours who might fit in that category, isn't it more just about movement, like maybe taking the steps instead of small things like that?
It sure is. It's just about making habit changes and getting up and moving your body, keeping your heart healthy, and keeping your overall organ tissues working correctly.
Okay. And as you can see, Shanie has figured out a way to make this happen every single day for 4,000 hours, it feels like. I know there's not 4,000 hours in a day, but you obviously have figured out a way to make this work. You have people coming to you all the time, many of clients who are just trying to glean from you what they can to make it all work and balance it all. Okay, so we've talked about time, and then we also want to talk about style, right? It has to fit you.
That's right. One of the things I hear often in my practice is people don't want to work out. They're not interested in working out. They're bored with their workouts and they need something fresh. So identifying what works for you is the most important step, because if you don't want to do it, it's going to be difficult to return. Figuring out if you like to be outside, whether you want to go into a gym, if you want to take a class, then you can set yourself up to be supported in the type of exercise or fitness or movement that best fits your lifestyle.
So really it's just whatever works for you. Anything else on the style piece of it?
Yes. In addition to the style, some people like to work out alone, some people like to have a buddy, and some people like to play sports. So whether it's a team format or an individual format, just make sure it's something that you like.
Okay, so part of the success schedule, or scheduling success, is really about discipline too, right? That sounds so obvious, but tell us your thoughts about the discipline piece.
Yeah, most definitely. So starting with your why. Why do you want to Why would you care? Do you want to get in shape? Are you doing it for prevention? Do you want to de-stress? Are you out to have fun? If you can identify your why and kind of put belief behind it, then it's easier to want to do it. And when you want to do it, it's easier to stick to. Mm-hmm. It's sort of like making a mental ship where you're willing to create new beliefs and habits about what's possible. When you create habits that you can stick to by choosing the same time each week, or going with the same kind of buddy each week, or choosing activities that feel safe, comfortable, and fun for you, then discipline sort of happens on its own.
Mm-hmm. Okay. All right. So our next piece is the financial considerations.
Right.
It's kind of like, Oprah, for example, taking all the heat. Well, of course you can do it. You have a trainer and you have a chef and you have all this stuff. Obviously, everybody comes from a different level of financial, disposable income. And so, but I think what we've decided and what we came up with is that, there's really something for everyone, isn't there?
There really is. And if you have a budget and you can afford a gym or classes and you like that style, go for it. But if you don't have the money to do that, it's easy to take a walk. It's easy to get a yoga mat and do yoga in your living room. You can buy hand weights. You can do push-ups and sit-ups or watch free apps. But try not to use it as an excuse of why it's not possible for you. Do something that doesn't cost money.
Mm-hmm. Even just walking. I feel so good after a long, brisk walk. It really feels like a mental shift.
Yeah.
And that's
grab
free.
Your dog or your neighbor's dog or invite your neighbor to go for a walk with you.
Yeah. All right. And then there is accountability.
That's right.
This is a big piece, right?
Accountability is challenging for people in all areas of life at times. And, one of the things to decide is whether you're good at being accountable yourself because you set goals that are attainable, or it's better when you have somebody that asks you, hey, how are you doing with your goals? That's easy to set up with a friend. You can even text them, a couple times a week. How are you doing on your goals? Are you meeting them? To get an update. But here are some things, a few things to consider. First of all, don't bribe yourself. Let exercise or movement be its own reward. In other words, don't eat bad food or buy yourself a gift because you went to exercise. Make exercise so enjoyable that it's its own reward. Also, please don't punish yourself if you don't live up to your goals. You can always start again.
And another reason why it's so important to identify realistic goals.
And write them down and
Right.
make a plan and stick to it.
Yeah. Start small so you have that feeling of success and then build your way up.
Pat yourself on the back and show up again tomorrow.
Yeah. So, we're both single moms and we both are constantly talking about ways to fit it all in and make it all work. And so we thought this would be really helpful for our friends because we're finding that it is an accountable way to help even each other out. And so we're really excited because this is just one of the many things that'll be coming down the pike, right? Because speaking of watching free videos and stuff like that, check out her Instagram page.
Thank
Right,
you,
you have-
Shanie_Faye.
Yes, because you have some awesome educational stuff, especially as it pertains to yoga.
That's right.
And if you just want to see people bend up like a pretzel, you can also check out her social media because that's what's happening there. What
Or you
else?
can watch yoga videos for free on my YouTube channel, Shanie Faye.
All right. And what else? We got a lot of stuff we're going to be talking about from everything really under the umbrella of health and wellness, I guess would be a good way to put it, right? What are some other things you're excited about sharing with our friends coming down the road? Anything that you have that comes to mind? Could I get you to do like some bendy pretzel moves and teach me a yoga class maybe?
I would be delighted to do that. We can talk about nutrition. We can talk about relationships. We can talk about how to have fun with your children.
Yes, because she has like 4,000 degrees as well. You have a psych degree, 2 psych degrees, right? What all degrees
I
do you
have a master's in education. I have yoga certifications. Love to share with you about any topic of health and wellness. And if you would like to comment or ask questions below, we'll be sure to feature episodes that address your questions.
Yes.
And we want to remind you that we have a PDF available for you for the Success Scheduler. So if you'd like to download that, you can print it and you can get started right away.
Okay, we both keep screwing up the Success Scheduler. So hopefully your diction will be on point. The Success Scheduler.
Yes, and most importantly, your activities will be on point and you can do the things that you really want to do.
And have all the fun. So this is just the beginning of a journey with Shanie and I as we embark on this together. Both of us have been really wanting to ramp up our social media presence, and we have so much to share in different aspects for each of us, but we're really excited and we hope you join the journey with us and like and share and comment and put questions down in the comments section. We would love to just hear from you and create content that really feels relevant to you.
Yes, and one final thing, we realize that you invest your time and energy into so many people and so many things, and we also want to talk about how to invest in yourself.
Yes. All right, we did it!
Thank you for joining us.
Episode 1.